Hi everyone, I'm Josiah with Hotel Marketing Strategies, and I'm here today with Guillaume from Hotel Blogs again. This is episode number 2 of This Week in Hotels, where we just summarize the biggest news stories and do a little bit of brainstorming around how to use technology for your hotel. We're going to cover only 2 topics today. We're going to begin by asking Guillaume what your thoughts are about blog content. What should we be writing about as a hotel? Or as a blogger writing about the hotel industry, how do we find the right mix of content?
So it's interesting questions because I think a lot of hotels have been trying the blogging thing, and when I do talk to those people, they just found it very labor intensive, and sometimes it could actually give up quite quickly compared to having a fan page on Facebook or Twitter. So you need to make sure that when you've done it, you really are 200% in there, and be ready to not having as much audience as you expected. So things I've been looking for is hotels that do share what's going on inside and outside the property. So kind of giving a bit of what people can do around the hotel when they arrive at the hotel. So it could be about events, it could be about the best restaurants to go to, and also giving a bit of personal touch. So try to get what is a normal day of a general manager or receptionist or a housekeeper. So again, it's about the personal touch between the hotel and the customers. What do you think, Josiah?
I was talking to Jeremy Silverman of the Future blog from Design Hotels this past week, and he was talking about he writes more than just hotel reviews. Obviously, they work with a lot of different design hotels around the world, and he could take that approach. But instead, he talks about fashion, he talks about architecture, he talks about celebrity culture, things that may not seem like hotel topics, but he's trying to reach an audience that is interested in that sort of a lifestyle. And that's a great way for them to connect with their potential customers.
It's true that Design Hotels is quite a unique brand. I mean, I've known them for quite some time, actually. It's actually, I like the brand. They're actually very distinctive, and the hotels, they've been, englobing into their rep companies is really a good choice. Now, the problem is when you have, let's say, a 2-star hotel in the countryside, not much is going on out there. Actually, should you blog about your hotel? So I can think that sometimes the blog is pretty much pointless. You really have to have something to say about. And also, with a brand like Design Hotels, there's so much thing you can do. The celebrities, as you mentioned, events, concerts. So you have to be careful about what exactly you're ready to write about.
Right, and in a situation like you mentioned, if you're a small hotel in the countryside, you'll have to think about perhaps the bigger concepts than just your hotel. You can think about things that are going on in the area. You can try, perhaps your biggest challenge is getting people to visit that region. So you want to do a little bit of selling on why someone should spend their holiday at your hotel and at your part of the country. And so maybe you're talking to local business owners, maybe you're talking with local craftsmen and artists to try to build up that area as a great place to visit.
And the hotel is not in the countryside, but if you look at Guido from Happy Hotelier, most of his blog, happyhotelier.com, doesn't talk too much about the hotel. It's really sharing his passion every day from different things. So he's obviously a very keen photographer. He shares a lot of his pictures, but you could see this personal touch now you have with his audience. So don't be afraid to go outside the boundaries of just about the hotel. That's probably a good piece of advice.
Right, and I love what I love about what he does is that there's a strong personality behind it. He obviously loves what he does, and he's giving an insider story, and those 3 factors are crucially important. If you don't like what you do, there's going to be no passion there. People won't find your stuff interesting, so you must love what you do. Share a little bit of information that not everyone knows, give an insider's view, and let your personality come through a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no way around it. And if you can't do it, don't be afraid to maybe get somebody in your hotel who actually feel a bit more comfortable about the idea of writing on a blog, and just try.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Now, you mentioned that this week you were at a conference. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what you found there?
Yeah, sure. I was attending the EDNA conference. EDNA is basically Hotel Electronic Distribution Network Association. It's usually gathered all the key executive of the hotel chains in the e-commerce and distribution industry, and also the OTAs and third parties, or whoever actually is playing a critical role into distribution online. And it was a day where we have a lot of panelists and different topics. And I do remember one question, which was about, it's all great to talk about all these social media things to do, on the hotel chain's marketing plan. But how can we measure the return on investment on all these things? Because at the end of the day, we need to measure what we do. And, it takes time. So until we really don't measure ROI, it's going to be difficult. And my answer was stop thinking ROI on social media because you're already losing a battle in here. I can basically name any big brands out there, Pepsi, Apple, and all these guys, and they don't really think ROI when they do social media. It's all about brand exposure. So what do you think, Josiah?
100%. I agree with you completely. What fascinates me is that social media and the social web is always painted in the background of marketing. Why is marketing and social media always tied together? I think social media plays a huge role in your customer service, your guest service, just helping people out, and also in management. It enables your executive team or your managers to make better decisions because they can see what people are saying about their brand. They can get some insights into how people, there's a little bit of sentiment analysis that can go on. You can see what people think about your competitors. You can look for competitive advantages. But I think it really touches every area of a hotel. It's not just about marketing. So let's be watching numbers, but let's not get too hung up on ROI.
Yeah, that's right. And, I'd like to stress a couple of examples I keep mentioning. Number one, have a look at what Hyatt is doing on Twitter. They haven't had a clue in the beginning about ROI, and it does work. They have fantastic concierge through the Twitter account. And the second example is the example of Morgan Zantia Group and the Facebook fan page, which drives a lot of attention, comments, and have a look at those two examples so I can give you a bit of ideas about what you should do.
It's fascinating that you mentioned Morgan's because I was just looking at a new initiative they're doing with Tumblr, which is a blogging system,
yeah.
And they're bringing together a lot of content, and I think maybe hotels that are scared about blogging, they can't sit down and write a 500-word article. Tumblr seems like a tool where you can post photos or video, and it's a very easy, simple way to enter the blogging world, and maybe you don't need to get hung up on all the technology of WordPress, which is of course an extremely powerful platform, or Typepad. But have you had any experience with Tumblr? Do you think a site like Tumblr is maybe a good idea for some hotels that don't have the tech capabilities in-house?
Well, here's the thing from my 4 years experience in blogging. I've been trying Blogger, I've been trying Typepad, I've been trying Posterous, WordPress, and Tumblr. Tumblr is by far, with Posterous, the two easiest blogging platform. You don't need to actually customize anything. You just choose a template, and it's really, really easy to manage. Now, it's all about also, if you're from a big brand and you want to have the same look and feel, like the color and all that, you want to have access to full HTML and all that, maybe those two solutions will be not great for you. You're probably going to opt in for WordPress or Typepad. But Tumblr for independent hotel, just trying to get some words out and embed some pictures and videos, that would be just fine.
Right. I always say just get started. You can always improve it later, but there's no reason to delay. The technology is out there that lets you get started so easily, so quickly. Just make sure that someone on your staff is very passionate about what they do and they're sharing their stories with the world.
Thank you, guys, and enjoy this week in hotels, and see you next week.
All right. Bye-bye.